How the fuck do you work these things again? Alright folks, welcome back to ADY Garage. It's been a while since I've filmed anything. We've been busy. Between the A28 getting finished, customer cars that I have taken on. I've had a Subaru GC8 owned by my mate Toffer. I've had that in. We did a full underside resto on that, new zinc hardware, under seal, powder coated subframes, all that jazz. And then we also have Tom's E30 Touring that we've done 5 lug rear, well Z3 rear end on it, Z3 rack, M52 B28 swap, booster delete, just like general sort of swap stuff. But this video isn't about any of that, it's about the truck. So this winter, basically from this video onwards, we're going to get really stuck into this truck. Got big plans, I've got big aspirations for it. So as of sort of now, I suppose, the truck project is underway. But to make progress on the truck, we've had to buy some parts. So if you remember when we bought the truck, it had a 350 small block in it. It was a good wrench, 350 crate motor. It never ran. For whatever reason, I never managed to get it running. I had friends look at it and try and figure it out. It just didn't want to run. So I decided to go down the engine swap route. Decided, you know what, we'll rip the 350 out and we'll do something different. So as you can see, I've stripped the full front end of the truck down in preparation. The rest of the truck's got to come off as well. I've got to take the cab off and all that stuff, but I did manage to secure the engine swap that I wanted to do in the truck. So this video is basically a reveal of the engine and me just basically justifying it to myself, if nobody else. So it's over here on a pallet and a dolly. So we'll take the cover off. It's been, if you follow me on Instagram or anything like that, you'll have probably seen it parked next to the truck. I've had it under this tarp or blanket for a while, so it's just been sat waiting for me to reveal it and for us to start on the truck. But because I want to document this build as much as I do, I didn't want to have distractions while I was building the truck, so that's why there's been no videos, because I've been trying to finish up the 30 and Toffer's Subaru. So yeah, enough of me waffling on. We'll get the cover off the engine and you can have a look and let me know what you think. Ta-da! It's fucking massive. So I'm sure a lot of you will know what this is, but for those that don't, this is a Cummins engine. It's a diesel, turbo diesel, out of a DAF 150 wagon. It's basically a horse box. So in America, these were also known as a 12 valve Cummins, and these came in your Dodges, and I think that was it actually, just Dodge. The older Rams and stuff like that. Over in Europe, we got these a lot in commercial trucks, so 7.5 ton wagons and the likes. They were also used a lot in industry for pumps and stuff like that. But yeah, this was out of a DAF wagon. So I do have a video of this engine exactly running in the wagon it came out of, so I'll put that in here. But the wagon had been sat for many years. It just been abandoned. It's a common thing with the horse boxes. They kind of just get left on farms and forgotten about. But so yeah, this was a 150 brake motor. Oh, it should be. It says rating 107 kW at 2500 RPM. So it's 107 kW. It's got the whole set, HX35 I believe, something like that, H35. But yeah, it's a big whole set, spoolie boy right there. And this has a 5-speed ZF box. So I know these came in the States, these came in F-150s, I think like the OBS style in the 90s. They're a 5-speed, but obviously because this is out of a cab over truck, so like a horse box truck, the shift linkage has this big stupid mechanism that goes from there all the way up here to the shift knob there. Because obviously in the cab over setup you would be sat on top of that. So obviously all this has got to go. There's a lot of stuff on this engine that needs to be changed and kind of rejigged to suit the C10. As far as I'm aware, nobody has taken... I don't know of any C10s in Europe with a 6BT in them. I know there's older trucks with it in, but I don't know of any square bodies. But there's definitely a lot of stuff that's going to have to change on the engine and the truck for this to fit in there. As you can see, this gearbox is massive. Obviously these come off, these big ears that were to mount, these were to mount the gearbox to the frame in the wagon. All that's got to come off. The cooling system's got to be totally re-engineered. The power steering stuff needs re-engineering. Throttle cable. Stuff like that. But on the truck side of things, the transmission tunnel, that entire thing basically is going to have to come out. So that's all getting chopped out. I'm going to have to get new, either make or buy. You can buy conversion mounts to put the 6BT in the C10 subframe and use the original mounts. The brake booster has to go, but I do have a BMW Hydro Boost system. So this is a Hydro Boost master cylinder instead of a vacuum boost, so that will replace the vacuum booster system on the truck and allow me to still have power brakes, because I'm going to need them to stop that, because it's this engine, as it sits on this pallet with its intercooler and stuff on, which isn't on at the minute, weighs 750 kilograms, which is like a lot. There's some cars that weigh that. So yeah, it's a big old lump. But another thing that needs to be done is the sump needs to be taken off and switched round so it's a rear sump. I just need to get a rear pickup pipe for the oil. This does have an onboard compressor, which is really helpful because I can use this to run my air ride, because obviously we're going to be dropping the truck on air ride, so that my compressor will be built into my engine, which is pretty sick. It also has this air over hydraulic clutch slave, which is pretty cool. So every time I change gear, it'll go tss. I'll feel like I'm driving a proper rig. I've got the drive shaft off of the wagon, so I need to make my drive shaft fit this yoke. The turbo and the manifold is going to have to be flipped. So basically, because these Cummins engines are so simple, you can literally unbolt the manifold, flip it, so the turbo would be top mount instead of bottom mount, and bolt it back up. That is it, and that's it. Job done. So that's proper helpful. All this linkage is going in the bin because it's all fucked anyway. It's absolutely battered. Like all the rose joints and that are dead. It's running a 24 volt electrical system, which I'll just convert it to 12 volt to go in the truck. But yeah, pretty much that's a quick rundown. Obviously we're going to get further into everything as we go along. Obviously it's got the Bosch pump, so we might turn this up. I've got to make engine mount, I've got to make gearbox mounts. I've got to get the engine in the truck. Yeah, there's a lot of unknowns with it at the minute, but personally I really would love to see this truck with a diesel in it. That's why I've done it. Those 6BTs are pretty readily available in the UK, and parts are still readily available for them. So in terms of building it, if I have any issues, I should be able to get a lot of info, mostly off Land Rover pages. A lot of Defender lads put 6BTs in Defenders, and there is a lot of info on the internet about them, and parts and stuff like that. There's a lot of info on 6BT swapping C10s, figuring out where everything goes, how to get it in, and how to get it in well. So yeah, I personally think this is a really good choice of engine for the C10. I think it's different. Like I say, a lot of the UK people tend to lean towards the V8s because we didn't get them, so it's a novelty and all that sort of stuff, like your small blocks and your big blocks. A lot of people even LS swap them, but personally I think engineering the 6BT out of a DAF anyway into the truck, as well as body dropping it and doing all the other stuff I want to do, will be a really interesting build, and I can really get into like the engineering side of it, and we can make custom parts for it and machine up some bits and get really back into fabricating again. I've got to brace all my frame and stuff like that, so it should be a really interesting swap. And like I say, not many people have done it, or I don't know of anybody that's done it in the UK, and at least not even documented it. So let me know in the comments what you think about putting the 6BT or the 12 valve in the C10. I can't wait to start digging into it. I've actually got the truck in its position to be worked on now, so we can start taking the steering linkage off and stuff like that, and disconnecting all the wiring so that I can take the cab off. I'll go more in depth on how we're gonna go about fitting the 6BT in the frame and getting it all to fit and stuff like that in future episodes. But yeah, at least now it's on the ramp, I can start chipping away at it and taking stuff off and getting set up to set the Cummins in the frame, and then try and put the frame under the truck. So yeah, that's gonna probably do it for this video, because I just wanted to get this up, get it out, let you guys know what's going on, and the next video should be a bit more of us digging into working on the truck and getting everything ready for the 6BT to go in. So yeah, sorry for the lack of uploads. Like I say, I've been trying to catch up with everything so that once we did start on the truck, I can go ham and smash out some videos and bring you a lot along for it. But yeah, now hopefully we get back into it, back into the swing of things with YouTube and the builds, like the Ain't Dead Yet builds instead of other people's builds. We can get some stuff done and build a cool truck. Roll some coal. Thanks for watching. I will catch you in the next one.
Take you outside and